Hey, this is Jason Beeler, and you're listening to the Syncin Wang Show.
We're Saigon Kick.
We're Saigon Kick.
We're Saigon Kick.
And we're Saigon Kick.
You're a Wahen Ho Tancho Sendai Hoso! God damn it.
Let's say you take a plane to foreign distant places. And if you ask me, I'll tell you all the stories of life.
I'm not going to let somebody tell me I have to be a metal band or I have to be in the progressive section or the dance or the thrash or the punk. We love music. We grew up on bands like Queen to Prince, all the way to reggae to Metallica, you name it.
Holy shit! 1, 2, 3. Start the world. We are the children. We are the ones who makes the day. Start giving. You almost know the word singers. Here you are. Watch this rhythm track. Man, I just mind my own business. So why don't you kiss my ass? What do you do? 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 Oh, that's more like it.
You'll never see it again. The Mosh Pit with Saigon Kick, Michael Wagner, Warren Wyatt, Jason Flom.
Records don't sell, you don't make albums, you make an album. I mean, and that's the end of it. So you have to sell records to keep doing it. But I mean, the first thing is that we do the best we can do, and we do what we want to do, and Atlantic's letting us do what we want to do right now. So until we get kicked off the label, we'll keep doing it.
here, people, and listen.
Bill Wang here, people. Hey, everybody, check this shit out. Syncin Stanley, who is our distinguished guest today? There.
Oh my God, dude, we got such a legend with us. I mean, his biography is insane. I could be here for a half an hour reading off all his credentials. But let's just say he started out, back in the day with Talisman. Then he sung for Malmsteen, the legendary Journey. Oh my God, it just keeps going. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, his own prolific solo career. And now, oh my God, he's singing for one of my favorite bands of all time, Saigon Kick, of all things. It's awesome. We got the legendary Jeff Scott Soto. Jeff, how you doing tonight, buddy?
What's happening, guys? With an intro like that, I'm actually a bit let down because you say we got a rock star here today. I'm like, great! I can't wait. Who is it?
Me too. And you were even in the movie Rockstar. We'll get to that later. Yes, man. How you doing, man? I'm good, man. I really appreciate you doing this, man. This is awesome.
Well, yeah, it was great meeting you at the Saigon Kick show a few weeks back over in Boca Raton. So you asked me to do this. Of course, it's fun. I'd love to do this.
Awesome, man. So yeah, man, let's get into your career, man. So like, when did you find out you had a singing voice, man? When did you discover that, hey, I'm a singer, man, I want to be a singer?
I don't know if I was any good or thought I was any good, but I was a kid. I was God, I have memories going back to like 6 or 7 and watching Jackson 5 videos and singing along to every song. Michael Jackson to me was a hero at such a young age because he wasn't that much older than me, and he was a kid making it. So for me, that was my first inspiration, is that I'm a kid, he's a kid, he can sing, I can sing, and I was kind of following him and Donny Osmond at the time. Those were my first 2 real role models in terms of wanting to get into singing. And everybody said I was singing in time and in key and everything with those guys, so I'm assuming I could hold a tune. So that was kind of the early stages. And then I got into things like Tom Jones. I was always into pop music, and I could not stand rock, especially back in the early days. Bands like Zeppelin and Ted Nugent and Cheap Trick and Kiss, they were noise to me. I couldn't stand this kind of music. I only listened to R&B, pop music, whatever bubblegum stuff that was happening on the radio, and that was my real first education into music and singing. But it wasn't until bands like Journey came along, bands like Foreigner or even Toto came along, because they had singers who were tapping into that whole soulful genre, the R&B soul genre. And you find out later these guys were totally into Motown. They were into everything that I was into. But they were now in groups that were incorporating hard rock guitars into what they were singing in their kind of soulful melodic in their ways. And that finally appealed to me, and that led me down the path of getting into rock and roll. And then of course Kiss and The Natural, Van Halen, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, all that stuff just fell into place eventually.
Awesome, man. And when was the first big band you started? Was Talisman, right?
No, the first big band that I was in with Yngwie, I was 18 years old when I joined Yngwie.
Oh, Yngwie was before Talisman. Okay, I'm sorry.
The bass player of Talisman was Marcel Jacob, and that's where I met him, was in Yngwie's original lineup. Right
on, man. Thanks for clarifying that. That's awesome. So,
Yngwie was 84. I joined Yngwie. I was officially in his band in would have been August of '84, and we recorded the 2 songs that I sang on his first album. We recorded in September of '84, and the thing came out 2 months later. It was out in no time flat, and we were already starting on the Marching Out album. I already turned 19. Later that year in '84, we started recording Marching Out, and that ended up coming out later in '85 because they held it based on the first album was doing so well and getting so much momentum. They held the release of the second album, which I was out of the band by the time.
I got something for him, Syncin Stanley.
Yeah.
Speaking of that timeline specifically, how about this, Jeff? Do you recall this? Maybe this is your life sort of segment. Do you recall what you were doing on Saturday, August 31st, 1985 in Oakland, California?
Give me the date again.
August 31st. It was a Saturday of 1985 in Oakland, California.
Yes, I remember watching Day on the Green.
Oh, you weren't in Ingve side on stage.
It was the first show I did without being the front man in the band. So I remember driving up because it was, it was close enough from San Francisco from LA, and I wanted to see Mark Bowles' debut gig. That was the first gig that I did all the other smaller gigs, all the sweaty gigs and the clubs and all that stuff. And Mark Bowles' first gig is Day on the Green with Metallica, the Scorpions, and Y&T. Go figure.
I thought you were there. Okay.
No, I was there, but I wasn't on stage.
Okay, you were there. Okay. How about one more thing? How about December? How about in Oakland again? That was the stadium. Now we're talking about the Henry J. Kaiser Convention Center. I'll be brokenhearted if you say you weren't there this night. Yngwie J. Malmsteen, December 19th, 1986. Malmsteen, Saxon, and Black and Blue. Were you on stage that day?
Yes, sir. I was.
Yeah. But hey, and specifically,
it's all about the year. You give me the year, and that you don't even have to give me the date.
Do you remember that gig specifically in Oakland at the Henry J. Kaiser Convention Center? It's back before that, it was the Oakland Convention Center. The place holds about 7,000, pretty decent older venue and whatnot. And it was a Friday night.
I don't distinctly remember that. The only other Bay Area show that I distinctly remember was the second show I ever sang with Yngwie back in January of 1985. And I remember we played the night before at the Country Club. It was a club in Reseda, California, in Southern California. No longer there. It's been gone for ages, but that was kind of our hang back in the day. We played there the night before, and they told us we had to be ready to depart because we were driving up to Frisco for the second show. We were departing at like 7:30 in the morning. We finished the show at like 1 o'clock or 1:30 in the morning. I was in bed by 3, and I had to get up by 4. I was 4 hours later to sit in the car for 5 hours. So I got zero sleep, and I was completely unseasoned as to how do I rest my voice? How do I make sure I can sing night after night? I was one of those go to sleep, wake up, and see what's there, and hope that I have enough to get through the night. And that night I had zero. I had nothing. I couldn't even speak, and I just remember distinctly Yngwie just saying, well, all I can say is go up there and do your best. I'm like, my best? I don't even have my worst right now. And
Syncin Stanley, post my ticket stub of the night I saw this gentleman, please.
I sure will, man.
But like I said, we played the Kabuki Theater, and I just remember thinking in any other circumstance, they probably would cancel the show. The singer cannot sing. There's zero voice coming out of the singer. How are we going to get through the show? And because they didn't cancel the show, it's one of the most, I guess it was the most popular, I hate to say the word popular, but distributed bootleg that was out during that time. I remember everywhere I went, I was signing cassettes, I was signing vinyl bootlegs of that show. I'm like, why that one? Why couldn't it be a show I killed at? It had to be the Kabuki Theater in San Francisco. I'll never forget.
Well, but that's a legendary place that doesn't exist. One more thing, Syncin Stanley. Okay, my question to Jeff: why weren't you
I'm hanging up.
Jeff Scott? No. Why weren't you the singer on the actual recording of the Trilogy album? That was always confusing for me. If you don't mind,
I'll try to break it down as easily as possible. It can. Okay. It obviously does get confusing, and it was actually. I have a funny story that happened in Sacramento during that tour, the '86 Trilogy tour. So, I sang in the first 2 albums. I left the band before the shooting of the video. There was no videos for the first album. There was only 2 songs. He had a Japanese deal. They released the album. They ended up signing him to a worldwide deal because the album got nominated for a Grammy for Best Instrumental Album in 1985. So that's what held up releasing Marching Out. When the momentum opened up so big for the first album, it sold something like 10,000 copies on import when it first came out in Japan. In America, it sold 10,000 copies. Back then, that was unheard of for an import album. So that's why Polygram decided to extend the deal to a worldwide deal. Now Yngwie was on Polydor. But now they got the momentum of the Grammys. They wanted to ride that out. So now Marching Out was done and ready. They said, instead of releasing it early 85, let's put it out later. I was already out of the band by the time they put out Marching Out. So obviously a video had to be made of I'll See the Light Tonight. That was the single. Mark Bowles was in that video. That was his debut in the band, but he was miming to my voice. Yeah. And I was told, I don't know if it's true or not, somebody else will have to confirm the story, He was told, let's just get the video done out of the way because of touring and other commitments. And once we're done with the video, while they're editing it, we'll get you back in the studio. You'll re-sing I'll See the Light Tonight with your voice. We'll remix it, and then we'll match it to the video, and it'll be your voice in the video. Nobody cared. Nobody cared who the hell's Jeff, who the hell's Mark. Nobody cares. It's all about Yngwie. So they never did that. That's why to this day, you look at that video and it's Mark singing, miming to my voice, which I'm sure he was pissed off about, and probably still pissed off about all these years later.
Wow.
Me, I thought it was kind of silly to see my voice coming out of somebody else, but hey, that's a whole nother story. When you see that coming out in the Rockstar movie, it's kind of the same thing.
And it just sucks that you didn't get to be in the video, man.
Yeah. So now let's fast forward. Mark Bowles is not the singer, full on. He replaced me in the band. He sings on the Trilogy record. The first single is You Don't Remember, I'll Never Forget.
Yeah.
Now, you look at how Mark looked on the first video of I'll See the Light Tonight, and how he looked on the You Don't Remember's video. He had a big coif of hair that he did not have.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, people are thinking the first video, because again, nobody's ever seen me. Nobody really knows who I am or cares. The first video is out. They probably go, oh, that's Mark Bowles. That's the singer, because he has shorter hair and whatever. And then You Don't Remember comes out. Oh, so that must be Mark Bowles. The first singer, that must have been Jeff, the guy with the short hair. And so Mark is the guy with the big Tina Turner hair. And so Mark gets fired for the Trilogy tour. I get brought back in. So I'm doing that tour. I'm like, hang on a second. Mark Bowles is a short-haired guy. I mean, Jeff is the short-haired guy. Mark Bowles is the long-haired coif guy. Who's this guy coming back all of a sudden? And so it's just unbelievable that I was trying to prove to people that I was Jeff Scott Soto, because they're like, no, you're not. They show me photos of Mark with the short hair. That's Jeff Scott Soto. I'm like, guys, let's, okay. So I had to clarify that as I was on tour for that. That's the reason why. You know, Mark was the singer for the Trilogy record. He got to do the video for his album, and I got to do his tour.
How about Queen is in Love? How about the video Queen is in Love?
I don't know if I've ever seen it, actually. I've only seen
I have.
the video. Okay.
Yeah, so
and history repeated itself. Let's not stop there. I came back into the studio in 95 or 96 to do Yngwie's Inspiration album. It was an all covers album, and I did Carry On Wayward Son on that record. But Mark Bowles was still his touring singer, and they wanted to promote the album. And Mark Bowles, once again, miming to my voice on Carry On Wayward Son on that video. I'm like, oh my God,
wow.
Lightning struck twice.
Man, before we get off the Yngwie subject, I got to ask you, man, what is it with Yngwie and singers, man? Why is he like he is with singers, man? And now he's out singing himself, and his other musicians singing songs. It's weird.
I've come to the conclusion it's impossible to continue answering for Yngwie. He can only answer for himself.
I understand.
Like you or anybody else, all we can do is come up with our own ideals or reasons why he does or thinks of what he's doing. But the bottom line is, I'm not getting anything out of it by ridiculing, by humiliating, or as far as I'm concerned, do you, I'll do me, and everybody's happier that way. Of course, I would love nothing more for everybody to just be getting along, everybody be peaceful and have a nice conform. Just be normal with each other.
Yeah, just be friends, man.
If that's not going to happen, there's no point in even talking shit. There's no point in talking smack about him or him talking smack about me.
No.
We just leave each other alone. If we can't have each other in each other's lives, then it's best to just not even bring it up.
But I just don't understand why you can't be cordial with old singers. I mean, how cool would it be like on something like the Monsters of Rock cruise or something where Jeff Scott Soto gets up and sings "I'll See the Light" with Yngwie one more time? It's
no idea how many times I have tried to make this happen. I tried to make it happen and this is even. We were just talking about the Inspiration album. When that came out, that was a 10-year anniversary of me being in the band. And even then, I tried to bring the original lineup back together, Rising Force, and do like a 10-year anniversary kind of thing. I tried again 20, I tried again 30, and I tried again 40. It worked.
All right, well, moving on, man. Let's talk Journey, man. You sang for freaking Journey, dude.
Oh yeah.
How freaking cool was that, man?
It was a time of my life. I'll always cherish those memories of. I mean, one of my favorite bands of all time. Steve Perry's one of my biggest vocal influences and inspirations as a singer. To be able to sing those songs after so many years in the shower, in the car, singing for friends, jumping up and singing those songs with friends and other bands and stuff. To be able to sing those songs every night for a year truly was a great experience in my life. Absolutely.
Awesome, man. You sounded awesome doing it, man. I watched a lot of the videos. Obviously, I wasn't old enough to see that stuff back in the day, but yeah, you sounded great,
well,
man.
And it really harkens back to I did get a lot of flack for I'm not the right singer, or I didn't have the right tone. Or, the bottom line is, influence wise, I absolutely was I don't want to say the number one choice, but just the fact that Steve Perry and I come from the same lineage of what we listened to growing up, the same things that inspired us, the same things that influenced us. I love Sam Cooke as much as he does. I love Jackie Wilson. I love Temptations, Motown, all that old stuff that Steve loves, that crafted his voice, that made him the voice of Journey. That's the reason why I was if anybody was up for that gig, I had the most influence in terms of what Perry brought into the band. Again, not saying I sing like Perry, sound like Perry. I'm just saying influence-wise. If you're getting a singer that's influenced by Perry, that's great, but they're going to be influenced by Peter Cetera, Jimmy Jamison, all those other great singers. But for me, it's always more important to go back to the source. If you're going to love Perry, find out what made him tick and listen to that and absorb that. And even go the next step further. Find out from that person's influence and really dig into all this great singing, all these great singers, what they were and why they made me tick. And that's exactly what I did I didn't go into all that stuff getting the Journey gig. I already had that in me. So, okay, there are other singers that could emulate and sound more like Perry or natural tenors. I get all that. But as far as the influence is concerned, I was right there. I was like lined up with Perry.
You were, man. You sounded great, dude. I don't get it, man. I don't get.
It's all good, those. It's their band. They needed to do what they needed to do, and God bless them for that. I love Arnell. I love what he's brought to the table.
Well, he's great too, but
Neil and I are good again. I'm good with everybody in the band, and that's all I really care about. I don't care
about anything else.
Yeah. The only thing that matters to me is that everybody's happy and doing what they're doing and get to do what they want to do. So, it's all
right
good.
Right on. Let's move on to Sons of Apollo, man. This freaking super group, man. God, man. Billy Sheehan, Mike Portnoy, Derek Sherinian, freaking, Bumblefoot, man. What a group, dude. Yeah. Oh my God.
It truly was that was, as I was getting on in my years, we started Sons of Apollo. I guess it was official sometime early 2017. I was invited in late 2016 to do this idea, and by 2017 it was solidified. So for me to be just in my early 50s and to still have a final frontier to hold on to, because you get to a certain age, you just go, I don't think you should be looking towards that brass ring anymore. You can do projects, you can do certain things just to kind of kill time. But that was one I was thinking, you know what? This could be my last final shot, my last crack at getting up there and doing something new and original with a whole new band. Even though they are legends and they've all come from somewhere. One of the reasons why the band should have and could have been really big, just the fact that we got to do that together, it was really, truly one of the greatest career moves that I was able to pull off.
Yeah, I would assume that Mike's back in Dream Theater, that's on hold.
It's probably on permanent hold as long as that's going to continue. And it makes sense. A band like Sons of Apollo, I don't think could coexist at the same time as Dream Theater, with Mike being a part of both of them.
No,
that's too busy. Mike is back where he belongs. God bless Dream Theater and their fans, because they got what they've been asking for and wishing for. I feel bad for Mangini, because he kind of, he was the glue that held them together all these years. And it was kind of like, okay, well, Mike's back. Sorry, dude. I'm sure it wasn't like that, but whatever. I don't know the details. I don't really care. I'm not going to get into all that. I just feel bad for Mike, because I'm sure he really loved the gig. It was like me with Journey. I really loved being there, but it's their band and they have to decide what's best for them. And that's what they did.
Yeah, cool. And then your prolific solo career, man. I'll be honest with you, man. Before seeing you sing with Saigon Kick, I really didn't know much of your solo career. But
yeah,
I tell you,
it's the story of my life.
no, I tell you what though, man, the past few weeks I've been diving into it, man. That Complicated album's great, man. I really love that Disbelieving song, man. It's freaking awesome, dude.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and it's funny because that album, the last two solo albums are more culminations of the things that I've done in my life. Most of my solo albums, I'm always trying to depart what people normally know me from, and kind of do sprinkle in all the little things that do make me tick. But I do realize, in order to get more interest, I think by then I wanted to do things that were more familiar with people that bought the Talisman stuff, the Wet stuff. So that those last two albums were kind of a culmination of those records and those styles and influences. I wasn't really trying to break new bread.
But I got to tell you, man, everything I've been listening to, I really dig it, man. So I'm going to continue to dive into it, man. It sounds really great, man. So, and you know, let's get off the music thing. We'll come back to that real quick. Let's talk about, you know, your little movie thing there with Rockstar. This is Stand Up and Shout singer. I mean, that's so awesome, dude.
Well, me and
the guy from Steel Heart.
Yeah. Mike. Well, he was Mike Mativic then. He's gone back to his born name Milienko. He's from Croatia. So the other two, and well, even Miles Kennedy got a little smidge of singing that song together. He did. So there are three of us that got our turn up at the mic there.
But your song "Stand Up and Shout" is the one used most in that movie. That's over. I mean, how many times did they play? Did they sing that song in that movie? Quite a bit.
There's only three. There's a smidge where they show Mark singing it, and that's obviously Milienko's voice. And then there's a tiny smidge at the end where Miles Kennedy's doing it. I guess I got the most lines of the song in the early part of the movie when it's just starting. It's I provided the voice for the original singer from Steel Dragon. And that was what was it? Bobby Beers was his character.
Bobby Beers, yeah.
But Jason Fleming, yeah.
I love that movie, man. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love that movie.
And it sucks. I say it all the time when we talk about this movie, but one of the things I think really hurt the movie, it killed the movie, is the movie came out literally the weekend before September 11th. The movie came out September 7th, which would have been the weekend before the whole world shut down. It wasn't just the US shut down, the whole world shut down. I remember I flew to Florida, I had some gigs out there. I was filling in for a friend and his band. We were going to play the Friday and Saturday night, and the movie came out that weekend. So I flew out on Thursday. We went to go watch the movie matinee on Friday, and it's like, the movie's out. This is awesome. Did my gigs. I was supposed to fly in. We had a Sunday corporate gig. That's what it was. Or no, it was on Monday. That's right. We played Friday, Saturday. Had the day off on Sunday. We had a corporate gig on Monday night, September 10th. Did that gig. Got hammered, smashed with the band, and I was flying to New York that morning because I was working on a new solo thing, a new project that never got off the ground. And I was flying that morning, that afternoon, and I thought, you know what? It's 4:00 in the morning. We've been drinking all night, and I'm not tired. Why don't I just take the first morning flight out? I called the airline and said, hey, can I change my flight? I'm supposed to leave at 2 p.m. I just want to take the first one out, and I'll get there. And they said, yeah, let me look at your ticket. Yeah, you know what? It's going to cost you about an $800 upgrade. And then I'm like, oh, geez, I just realized if I get there that early, the hotel's not going to let me check in. I go, just leave it as is. I'll just go later. And then nobody put the do not disturb signs outside because we were hammered, and we were all woken about 10:30 in the morning from the maid saying, housekeeping, no, come back later. We're not flying till later. Oh, you're not flying anywhere. She said, turn on the TV, and that's what we saw.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was a terrible day, man. Terrible day. Yeah, man. So now you're in Saigon. Well, you're not in Saigon Kick.
Exactly.
I wish you were, man. I wish Saigon Kick would reform and, do something. Is there any possibility of that?
Not as a regular entity, I think at this point, and Jason Bieler, he's the founder, he's the kind of guiding light from day one about regarding the songs, the business, getting everything wrangled and pulled together. And the guys were contributors once all of that stuff was done, which, you know, that's obviously how most bands usually have one or two key figures that are kind of running the machine. But I think there's just too much under that bridge that it's just difficult. The division alone, the people siding with the ex-singer and Jason, and it's so much. No idea how much red tape is involved.
I'm not talking about them getting back together with him. I'm talking about you being the singer.
But that's the thing. That's one of the reasons why me singing for them. It's kind of there's a fine line of acceptance and, well, if you're doing this with Jeff, why aren't you just doing this with Matt? And it just turns into all these back and forths, and Jason really, he just wants to move on with his life and just continue making music and having fun and actually enjoying himself. When you're doing things that are constantly reminding you of the times that you were not enjoying yourself, you go, why am I bothering with this? Sure, great nostalgic, having that behind us and having people that were so into it, but going through all the headaches just to make it happen again, and you realize it's just not worth going through all that again. And I'm not saying anything that people don't already know. This is all common knowledge. I'm not dispelling.
Oh no, I know.
I'm not giving any information that I'm speaking out of line. This is common knowledge of what's going on and what's happened between the band.
Yeah.
They just don't want the headache of people that, oh, well, I'm not going to go see that, or I think this is better. We just do it because we want to do it. It's for fun.
Okay, sold out, man. Sold out.
Yeah, the more we do, you never know. We've already done, well, we got 3 shows under our belts, and it's a lot of fun. It's fantastic. But if it stops being fun, then there's no point in doing it.
Well, can we expect maybe more shows down the line?
I'm hoping, and again, I'm not bullshitting you by saying I know nothing. I honestly know nothing. It's nothing in the pipeline right now. I'm working on what is happening in the near future, and if something comes up, I would absolutely say yes to it.
Which is, what do you got coming up in the near future? Can you talk about it? Or is it under wraps?
This has been a kind of a slow year on purpose because I had to deal with some health things. Nothing too extreme. I had really bad arthritis on my right knee. I had a total knee replacement in February. And I'm 3 months. Today's my 3-month anniversary, and I'm up in about 3.5 weeks after I got it done. I was on stage with Hagar in Vegas, so that just goes to show nothing was keeping me down.
Wow,
but yes, awesome. I had to get that done, but I knew to do it full on tour, to travel this way, it's impossible. And in the meantime, I already had the left knee giving me issues because they said you've got osteoarthritis developing there. I was bone on bone on the right knee, but the left knee's now killing me because I put so much weight and energy into using that knee while the right knee was recovering.
Oh no!
So I gotta go do that one in August. I gotta get it done before TSO. So this year was kind of like I can fit things in between the healing time, but it was kind of a slower year for me.
Yeah. Well,
and
man,
I can say it here. I think I might have said it in a couple other interviews. I haven't really done too many this year, but let me dispel the rumors. I am not on GLP-1. I'm not on Ozempic. I'm not doing any crazy fad diets. I literally was, last July, I was given my final warning that my pre-diabetes was 1 point away from being type 2 diabetic. And if I don't drop the sugar and the white flour and the white rice and all the potatoes and all the things that I wasn't really thinking about, I'm going to be a full-on type 2 diabetic. So I decided I did the work. I dropped everything naturally. Didn't take any drugs, didn't take anything special. I just dropped everything that was eating me there, and I brought my A1C down, and you can see that I shed 50 pounds. So I did it naturally. I didn't want a shot every day of insulin, and I didn't want a shot every day of this GLP-1. I don't like shots.
Well, that's funny you say that because I just started my Ozempic journey. I had no choice, man. I had a pulmonary embolism.
Ooh.
Which almost killed me back in September. So,
and
I've been, I can't do anything.
That
strenuous.
Right.
So I gained a ton of weight. Jeez. So, and now I am pre-diabetes. So I got on Ozempic. So, hey,
if I were a diabetic, I probably would have jumped on the GLP-1.
Yeah.
But because I was still I said, let me see if I can do this on my own, and I did.
Yeah, I'm at my wit's end, man. I'm like, I gotta lose weight, or I'm not gonna be here much longer. So, You know, it's a
You
choice.
got to think of that, man. You
Yeah.
do have the choice. I know too many people that I tell that I got this diagnosis, and I did the work, and they say, yeah, I really gotta start thinking about that. Thinking about it. What is to think about? You want to live? You got to think about living. Of course, you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Cool, man. And so we're going to get into the first Saigon Kick album here momentarily.
Yes.
But real quick, before we do, you even sang on that. You even sang on that, man. Well, why don't we save that to the review, man?
Okay.
Tell us which songs you sang on. So this is going to be great. Before we get into the review of the first Saigon Kick album, hey man, I was out on the streets and I went and saw my buddy Mike Tramp last night. So here's a little video on that.
Out on the street for a living, pictures only begun. No regrets and I'm in my own business. I'm just telling you this so you know where I stand. I do my own business, and I ain't gotta change for you to me no good.
Syncin Stanley here, people, and listen! I'm here with legendary White Lion singer, prolific solo artist, Mike Tramp for round 2. Hey Mike, how you doing today, buddy?
Armed and ready for it.
What are your thoughts on Sebastian Bach being the new singer from Twisted Sister?
Well, that's almost as big as a shock. You know, rock and roll has gone a little off its original plan. And you and I have even spoken off the record about the thing about people coming in and replacing people and so on. So it's happened, of course, you know, in our talks about Kiss. There's been many people in and out, but the two main singers have obviously not been replaced. They are the sound. Of course, I know the guys well. We're another New York band. I mean, there were us and Twisted Sister, or there was Twisted Sister and us, and a little bit something else. So, and I know Dee very well. I a couple of years ago I toured together with Dee in Germany, and Dee Snider is not somebody you just replaces.
No.
I actually, I mean, you can go into a club and you can hear somebody play a Twisted Sister song, of course. But let's just be real here. Over 50% of a Twisted Sister concert is what Dee puts on in between the songs.
Yeah, but let's be real here too. It's not like he's replacing them. This like reunion thing, not reunion, but it was like an anniversary thing.
Yeah.
And it was already booked, and Dee had to pull out at the last minute. So
I mean, listen, if somebody can do it, it's Sebastian Bach.
He sure can, man. I saw him. He did it.
Okay,
dude,
well,
it sounds great.
And listen, he's got all. I gave him all the power, and you know.
I mean, Sebastian can be, Sebastian at times.
I guess in reality, you need someone as Sebastian that can take the heat from an audience and give it back, which sometimes is required in a Twisted Sister concert.
But I tell you what, Mike, he sounded great, man. I can't wait to hear him sing The Price. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay.
I think he'll do a great job.
Very good. I wish him the best, and I hope that Dee gets a cut of it.
All right, man. I know you got stuff to do. You want to wrap this up. You're touring around Florida. I guess this is like your last date now, right?
Yeah, no, I got one more tomorrow.
Oh, one
just
more.
a
That's
little
right.
run of Florida. I mean, it's just one of these things that when you're doing some driving shows, I mean, once you got the car started, you might as well go on to the next one.
Yeah,
it's just some fillers in between the shows I'm doing with the full band, doing the White Lion songs and stuff like that, and.
So you're gonna do both now. You're gonna go back.
No, I mean, I'm finishing this run with a full show with the band.
Yep.
Where we're playing together with with Sebastian, and we're playing together with Stephen Piercy, Winger, Slaughter.
Cool.
So yeah, it's an '80s reunion.
Cool.
And that's going to continue during the whole summer, one way or another.
Very good, man. Very
so,
good.
I mean, you know, rock and roll, one way or another, does not have an expiration date.
Yeah.
You know, so we gotta keep at it while we can, and then when we can't do anymore, we'll go fishing.
Yeah, right. Fishing's always good. Hey, why don't you, really quick, we are a Kiss-centric podcast, so why don't you tell everyone how you went and saw the DeLorean place and you saw Ace Frehley's DeLorean automobile?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've never really been familiar with the story about the DeLorean, you know, and you picked up along the road small stories about that, and you know, also about John DeLorean and how it crashed. But going into a place that has like 75 DeLoreans, you don't say original DeLoreans because they're all originals.
Wow.
They're, you know, and hear the whole story about them, how he created and how he really was a visionary. And you know, built them in Ireland, and really were trying to get them in on the American market, and seeing some of these cars taken apart and understanding, you know, the whole. Man, he was so ahead of his time. And then there's some people that gone in there and built a company, DMC, DeLorean Motor Company, that's in Florida, Texas, and California. And I got to see the prototype, which is the first, and the, you know,
oh wow,
stuff like that. And of course, since, you know, he had a rock and roll, you know, the place had a rock and roll visit, he was telling the story about he bought the Ace Frehley ones.
Wow.
You know,
and you saw it. You actually saw it.
Yeah, and he stripped the paint off. Ace had painted it red, and told the story about how Ace had been pulled over and stuff like that. I mean, it's just, imagine that a car like that can have that much of a story, and it keeps going on.
That is amazing.
It is pretty.
That is amazing.
It is. It's one of those things that just when you think you've seen it all, you haven't.
Yeah. Wow, man. Thank you so much, Mike. I told you we'd keep this short. I know you got stuff to do. So
Well,
I really appreciate.
Well,
your time,
we always have place for an update later on.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Keep rocking. Thank you, buddy.
The little girl stands in the rain on a corner of 42nd Street, and she's all alone, all bands out of town. Kids, there was a little boy that she loved without her hide, but he's far away with another girl. Now she's searching in the night, just to hold her when she cries. In our loneliness, when no one seems to care. In our lonely nights, you better beware. And baby, you're trying to try, but it seems that it doesn't work. 'Cause love is a game you'll never play. And baby, hold on to your heart when they tell you that they care. You know that you know that when it takes what it wants, when it wants. Now she's searching out, just to hold her when she cries. In our lonely nights, when no one seems to care. In our lonely nights, girl, you better Don't need no holy book to tell me good from sin. Ain't got a problem with my neighbor's wife. Took the open road to get me through this life. Never mess around with drugs and drink a lot. Don't chase the skirt around the rainbow parking lot. Keep my weapons safe and loaded by my bed. This is the way I live and I have no regrets. And I'm my own business. I'm just telling you this so you know where I stand. I do my own business. And I ain't gotta change for doing all good. I've been here long, it's not understood. Kids when all they'll know, it's all that we know. You can follow like sheep, I trust in yourself. No God, no religion, nobody to rule all over me. I'm free. That's me, that's the way it's gonna be. Don't trust my government and those who make the law. If they want peace, when do they start another war? And always preach about what's right and what's wrong. Let the simple man ride, let's put the sun in our mind. My own business, I'm just telling you this so you know where I stand. I do my own business, and I ain't gotta change what we're doing all good. I ain't been here long, it's not understood. We know that we know as a law we should know. You can follow like sheep or just like yourself. No, so rise again, little fighter. Let the world know the reason why. Shine again, little fighter. Down with the men that think you do. You're one with a cause and a reason to be. You are a fighter for peace on this earth. You're never free. You're alive on the line, and you're ours I roll. Came to fight a war. They took your life. They didn't know that you would never die. So rise again, little fighter. Let the world know the reason why. Shine again, little fighter. Down with the men who think you do. Have you ever loved your woman with everything you got? And you told her that without her, life was really not a lot. Have you ever held your newborn and looked into his eyes when you saw your own reflection? Were you man enough to cry? Oh yes I was, but I should have done it long ago. But now I know what I did long ago. Yes I know gets shorter every day. We lose a day. So I want you all to know that I love you. Must know the reason why we say goodbye. I say wait just a moment, tell me why. 'Cause baby, show your love that you want tonight. If you go away, I know that I will follow. There's a place inside my heart that tells me hold out, hold out, hold out. Oh baby, wait, wait. I'll never had a chance to love you. Wait, wait. If only our love could show you. Wait, wait. I never wanna be without you. Wait, wait. No, I've never had a chance to love you. All I wanna say I love you one more time.
All right, man. There you go, man. That was me with Mike Tramp last
That's
night.
awesome.
Mike's an awesome guy, man.
I love Mike. I met him a long time ago. I can't say we're buddies, but we're great acquaintances. He's always been extremely nice to me, and vice versa. We get along great. I was in a band with the current White Lion guitar player Marcus Nand. We had a thing back in would have been the early '90s. We had a thing called Coup d'Etat with Ricky Phillips.
God, Jeff, what haven't you done?
Yeah, right. So I met Marcus then, and Marcus and I remained actually really good friends through the years. And now he's back with White Lion. He was in Freak of Nature with Mike, and now he's the guitar player for White Lion. And I actually just did a track. I guess there's a new White Lion album coming out. I don't know. I sang on the whole song. I don't know if they're using all of my vocals on it. I don't know if we're going to be duetting, but I sang one of the old songs, and I forgot the title right off the top of my head, but they have the files, and whatever I did, whatever they're going to do, you're going to hear about it soon.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, but Mike was so cool, man, and he sounded great last night. He really did, man. You know, a lot of people give him crap for tuning down and whatnot, but man, it really lends itself to the.
We're all
acoustic
tuning
stuff.
down, brother. You know,
Hey.
I always said in my 20s and 30s, I said I'm going to be bulletproof into my 60s and 70s. No, you ain't. Father Time is still undefeated. You're gonna do what's left. You're gonna be able to do what you're given that's left, and that's why if you got to tune down to get through the tunes, hey, at least you can get through the tunes. It's better than lip syncing, and it's better than miming it. It's better than miming it, but if you got to drop in a few keys, it's better than the alternative is just staying home and nobody getting to hear you doing it anymore.
Yeah, right on. All right, man, let's get into this. Wang, what do you got?
Yes, sir. Yeah, like you said, Syncin Stanley, we're doing an album that was, it's the Saigon Kick debut album. It was released on February 12th, 1991. Scream Studio in Studio City, California. Third Stone, and then I assume Atlantic picked them up after that. Produced by Michael Wagner, Matt Kramer vocals, Jason Beeler guitar, Tom Delphile bass, Phil Verone drums, and a very young Jeff Scott Soto backing vocals. And I didn't know this Jason Beeler. I mean, I heard this album for the first time last Wednesday. I've heard of the band, but I never heard anything. But that Jason Beeler guy is fucking amazing. And a little pop culture. The #1 movie in the United States of America on February 12th, 1991 was called Sleeping with the Enemy, Julia Roberts. The #1 TV show, Syncin Stanley, can you guess?
Oh my God. What year was it?
February 12th, 1991.
91. The Cosby Show?
No.
Now, how about you, Jeff? No, it was Roseanne.
Oh.
Yeah, the #1 album. You guys want to try that one?
Oh, 91.
91. Was Smells Like Teen Spirit? Was Smells Like Teen Spirit?
That came out later on in the year.
Oh,
All right, the number one album was To the Extreme, Vanilla Ice. I believe that was the second one.
Boy. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I believe that was the second one. And then the number one song on February 12th, 1991, you can hear it in the background, by CC Music Factory, Gonna Make You Sweat. There you go.
Oh, boy.
Exactly. And I learned before we started recording that Jeff actually knows stuff about sports, unlike most people who's ever been on this show. The NFL Super Bowl champs of the 91 season, Washington Redskins. NBA, Chicago Bulls. Major League Baseball, Minnesota Twins. NHL, Pittsburgh Penguins. And gasoline in the United States of America on that day on average was $1.08. Oh, all right, Jeff Scott Soto.
Sorry, Wang. I have to display this because you're displaying your Celtics thing. This is both of our machines are probably on fire right now.
Right on, Jeff Scott Soto, my man. All right, there you go, guys. Bam. Woo!
All right. Are you guys ready to get into this album?
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to go. We'll start with you, Jeff, since you're our guest, obviously, and then we'll do a round table. So, track number 1, New World. What are your thoughts on that song?
That's a great intro. We opened the recent 2 shows with that. But one thing Jason said, he said, you don't have to do what Matt did on it, because I've got this pedal board that I use live. I got it when I was in Sons of Apollo, and I was able to pull off this kind of a vocal solo. I do this thing where I harmonize with myself. It's a piece from the Queen album, Night at the Opera. It's a song called The Prophet Song. The thing where Freddie sings a line, and as he's cascading down, the delay of his voice comes in, and he turns it into a harmony, kind of like a row, row, row your boat thing. Sings one line, the next one comes, the next one comes. So I was emulating that thing live, and he said, sort of like what you did with Sons of Apollo, do something more like that at the intro, make it a little more interesting, instead of just trying to copy exactly what he did. So I love that piece. It's very exotic sounding. It sounds like it's from another land, from another time, and that's what was so cool about that intro for that album.
Cool, man. Cool. And you're going to tell us which songs you sang on as we go.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I know the songs.
Let's keep some mystery.
Well, the very
here.
first song that comes on after New World, that's the first one I'm singing back. I'm shouting backgrounds on. So what do you do? Yeah, and it's funny because there's a bunch of us, just even the guys in the band that weren't singers, we're all shouting there, but for some stupid reason, I think we would have done like 3 or 4 tracks of us shouting. I can still distinctly hear my voice kind of sticking out on that, with all these other voices kind of on top of me and between me and all that.
So you were in that little mosh pit with Michael Wagner doing the vocals.
Yes, sir.
That's in the video at the intro. Yeah. Cool.
I don't know if I'm in that particular video, but I remember singing on that song and it's weird because I think I'm only credited for 2, but I definitely was on that one, and then we'll get to the other one that I sang. The other 2.
Oh yeah, I know the other one. All right, yeah. New World for me. I mean, this is one of them songs that has that tribal feeling going on. It's like and unfortunately I'm not really into that, but however, you do get a glimpse of Jason's freaking awesome guitar crunch, man. Oh my God, does he have a monstrous crunch, man? Oh yeah,
I met Jason in 1988 before Saigon Kick, and I actually auditioned the bass player Tom DeFile for something I was working on then that also didn't come to pass. Tom didn't work out for the project, but when we were hanging out and listening to stuff, he played me some music that he played bass on. And I'm like, who is that guitar player? Can I get his number? And that was Jason. It was an 18-year-old Jason Beeler. And I met Jason flew out. I met him, trying to get him on this project. Didn't come off the ground. But I kept his number. And then when we did the first Talisman record, I got a call saying, hey, the album blew up. They want us to do a tour in Sweden, but the guitar player played on the record is not available to do it. Do you know any guys? And I go, I know the guy. I called Beeler for this. He learned his stuff. We did that tour. Tour ended sometime in '90, and he came home and started Saigon Kick.
That's awesome, man.
That's how I knew Jason. And that's how we're doing the album. We're recording in LA. I lived right down the street. Hey, come on, have some sushi with us. Maybe if you don't mind, we'll get you on a couple songs backing vocals.
Wow, man, that's awesome. Wang, what do you think of New World?
It's heavy as fuck. It's way heavier than I was expecting. That's for sure. That Jason Bieler guy is fucking amazing. You know, the thing about this album, the timeline and everything. I mean, they've got a foot still in the hair metal situation.
Right.
But you hear Faith No More. I hear Jane's Addiction.
Right.
I hear Soundgarden. And then I hear, you know, the tropes of hair metal. It's all over the place. And, you know, they're trying to expand and do something different and whatnot. I'm not really a fan of this song. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The second one I'm not a fan of. This one's badass. New World, 4 to 5. I just shit. Yeah, I'm ahead of the game. My bad.
See, I like what you say. I don't know. I love the whole record, so I can't really. Right. I'm not going to put anything down on this record. I think the whole thing is just strong.
Oh, the whole thing's a love fest for me, but we'll get to that.
Right on.
So, Jeff, what do you think of track number 2? What you say?
What you say? I love the song. Again, it was different from New Worlds. It was a little heavier and a little more. It's more ballsy and gritty. And What You Say kind of had. I don't want to. I'm not going to lump them into any categories, but it sounded like it would fit more of what was going on musically a few years back. It would fit in there more so than New World would have. So you could tell that they had the influence, but they weren't going to go there. They weren't going to fall into the same categories that the hair metal jive that was happening.
Cool. But you like the song. You love the song.
Love it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Right on. Yeah, man. What You Say? This is like, here we go, man. This is where the album starts for me, man. Those amazing harmony vocals right out of the gate. Phil's thunderous floor toms, man. Right. And that amazing guitar sound. The solo just rips, you know. And then they have the a cappella part. I mean, this song is just, it's just amazing, man. This song hooked me, man.
Nice.
It's just incredible. Yeah. Wang, what do you think of What You Say?
Yeah, obviously I already fucked up and got ahead of the game, but, you know, I said that that first one, New World, wasn't what I was expecting as far as heaviness. This song is what I was expecting, if I'm being honest, you know. Not a fan of the song, with all due respect to the band, whatever, but I give it 1 out of 5 chopsticks. There.
Ouch. All right, moving on. Track number 3. What Do You Do?
I jumped the gun too. I thought that was song number 2. It's track number 3. So that was, I'm shouting backgrounds on that one. And again, I can't fault anything in the song. It's just got all kinds of attitude, and it's just got that FU all over it, and I love that about that song.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it's a killer little punky style song. However, as I get older, I can't help but be a little offended by the lyric of big fat balding guys dropping.
Well, and to be fair, it's a sign of the times. You know, when we were young, long-haired guys, we got picked on all the time. You know, you walk down the street, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but this was a sign of the times of what I'm about to say. You know, you walk down and say, "Hey, you faggot! Hey, cut your hair, faggot!" It's like, hang on a second. The homosexual friends that I know, the ones that I've seen, don't have long hair. Why would I be considered homosexual because I have long hair? And then the other thing they used to say, oh, it's so unbiblical to have your hair long. I'm like, really? Have you seen photos of Moses and Jesus Christ and all those biblical figures? The men that had long hair and beards. Really? So we took a lot of shit for image back in the day, you know. If you're being called a fag, if you're being called antichrist, and like, wait a minute, you're completely wrong in where you're getting your attacks or your insults.
Yeah, and they got away with saying faggot on the song, which nowadays, oh my God, the political correct police or, you know, the cancel culture would be all over you, you know?
Look at Guns N' Roses, you know, the use of the N-word on that one song back then.
One in a million.
And I guess in general, they look at, well, we can get away with it because our guitar player's half black. But it's still something you still wouldn't get away with today.
Exactly, man. Cancel culture be all over you.
And they don't play that song nowadays. They do not play One in a Million. Nope.
So Wang, what's your thoughts on track number 3? What do you do?
That Jason Bieler, I mean, that motherfucker rips like crazy. He's amazing. And, I never knew the name until Syncin Stanley on our top 40 hits of the 1990s. He did a video montage of you, Jeff, fronting Saigon Kick. And I watched that. It's in our, I believe, the last 2 episodes ago. And I watched Jeff perform with Saigon Kick and that Jason Bieler guy. First time I ever heard him was before I even listened to seriously, it was watching that. It was because I just listened to this album just the other day. And I'm holy fuck, that guy's badass. And Jeff, you were fabulous as a lead singer. And yeah, so anyways, this song, it's not that, I don't really like it. It sounds like they're just trying a little too hard to fit in with the era. Maybe it was natural. I don't know. I don't know their history and whatnot. I'm going to give this 1 out of 5 chopsticks. There.
All right, moving on.
The one thing about Saigon Kick, especially when you're listening to the very first album, you got to understand that Jason, as much as he did come from the school of loving Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen and all that, he realized if I'm going to do something and I want to actually make some kind of stand for myself, it can't be what everybody else is already doing or everybody else has already done. He realized Def Leppard already did what they did. Everybody at the time already did what they did, and he wanted to come up with something new. He didn't listen to a lot of those bands during that time. He wasn't listening to Winger, Def Leppard, and all that.
Okay.
He was listening to They Might Be Giants. He was listening to a lot of like Peter Gabriel, a lot of world music. He was getting a lot of his influences outside of the LA scene or the whatever the flavor of the month or the flavor of the year was. And that really helped mold his sound. He got a lot of different, even Bowie influences. You hear so much in every Saigon Kick album. That's what was so intriguing about them. When you say maybe trying too hard to do something, they never tried to do anything. They just tried to do what they wanted to do and what made them tick and made them happy. They weren't doing anything to conform, or the label said, you need something that fits in with that. Even a song like Love Is On The Way. Oh, we need... Everybody, Mr. Big and Extreme, they have that one ballad. They wrote those songs because that's who they were. If it got on the radio, it just happened to hit based on the circumstances. It had nothing to do with them trying to chase anything.
And what's awesome is, man, they were a Florida band, man. They were right down, Coral Springs. I'm up in Melbourne, so I mean, I'm in jam magazines with Jason Bieler with my bands. So it's really cool, man. I mean, I was in one band that actually I didn't play. I wasn't in the band at the time, but they went down and would play shows like at the Button South with Saigon Kick. So
I hung out in the Button South so many times with Ingve.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, man. All right, track number 4, Susie.
For me, I love the song. Again, it's another one of those songs. It's kind of like a heavy metal Everly Brothers. Now I realize Alice in Chains also had a lot of their songs with the dual vocals going throughout the song, but I love the way Bieler did it. There are a lot of songs that there's a lead vocal, there's a harmony lead vocal going throughout the entire song, and that was one of them. They just really mastered that, the 2 vocal lead vocal kind of style and vibe, and that's another reason why I love doing this song live. I love doing a lot of Saigon Kick songs with him live because Jason is the other voice in that. And I love harmonizing with Jason. I love singing those songs, and it's kind of like singing with Journey. I sung them so many times in the car, in the shower, and everything. And now to actually do it with the guys in the band, it's so much fun.
I bet, man. I would love to sing and harmonize with Jason, man. That'd be so awesome, dude. So awesome. But yeah, Susie for me is, it's got that cool opening bass riff, which obviously was more than likely written by Jason, because he writes everything, and just cool, crunchy as fuck guitar riff, harmony, vocals, a muck, man. What can you say, man? It's awesome, man. I love it.
I love that riff that comes out of the guitar solo just before the final chorus.
Oh yeah, yep. Oh my god, dude! Out of nowhere,
it comes out of nowhere, and it's like, these guys are
right. That's right, man. It's awesome, dude. Wang, what do you think of Susie?
I really don't like it. You know,
I see a theme going on here.
Oh no!
But it gets better. I'm just honesty is the best policy, as I learned back in the old country. I'm going to give it 1 out of 5 chopsticks, man.
Oh man, I really thought you'd dig this, man. All right, that's fine.
I think we got 4 out of what, 20?
Yeah, right.
If you got 5 out of 5 chopsticks per song, we only have.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Ouch.
All right, man.
4 chopsticks out of 20 chopsticks so far.
And track number 5, Colors. Go ahead, Jeff. We can wait.
Great song. Again, the mood changes on this one. I can't really classify it as a ballad, but because it's softer and breaks down, it's kind of a ballad, but it's a heavy subject. It's got everything about the song. It's not like a sweet, loving, sultry ballad. It's got a message behind it. So it's heavy in a ballady way. It's kind of hard to explain that one.
Oh man, yeah, I love this song, man. Honestly, I really love the acoustic version.
Yeah.
And when Matt does that little octave thing,
right,
acoustic, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know, and he goes, he takes it up a notch. I really like that. But yeah, Colors, man, this is a favorite of mine, especially the acoustic version. Again, harmonies. Oh my God, dude. Saigon Kick is all about harmonies and guitar. Absolutely. For me. You know,
Jason was he's beyond talented for somebody who doesn't know. He'll be the first one to say it. He doesn't know what he's doing musically.
No, he doesn't know theory.
He does things that sound good to him. Now, there are many times where I say, Jason, when you're singing this chorus, why is the harmony, instead of pedaling on the chord, why is it going down to a dominant 7 or a major 7 or drops to a 9? And he goes, you're speaking Chinese to me now. I have no idea what you just said to me. He knows the difference between major and minor, but it doesn't go any further than that. Unless he's really playing dumb with me, he comes up with amazing musical things without realizing what he's doing. Sometimes he's going against the grain musically, but it sounds genius because it works.
Yep. Yeah, you're right, man. It does. That's awesome. Wang, what do you think of Colors?
Oh, let me answer for him. He's got another single chopstick. Okay, move on.
No. I'm not that predictable. I know you're kidding. I'm not that predictable. No, this one's a little bit bolder, has a bolder, braver situation going on. First of all, the playing on the complete album, the musicians making this music are fucking phenomenal. Just because I may not like a song, I'm smart enough to know, you don't have to like everything, you know what I'm saying? But I'm smart enough to know, I've been around long enough that these motherfuckers are amazing musicians. And in particular, that Jason Feeler, I mean, he's amazing. I'm going to give this song 3 out of 5 chopsticks. Back.
Right on. Yes. All right, man. Track number 6, Coming Home. Oh my God, you sounded awesome singing this, dude. I loved it, man. That was a highlight.
That was one when we played that song. When Jason and I played that song acoustically, because we've been doing the Soto Beeler thing for quite a few years now. I usually force Jason to sing it. As much as I know it, like muscle memory, I know the song from hearing it. I was never ready to sing it. And then when we were putting the set list together for this, Jason's assuming I'm singing everything, but I look at the song and go, well, he sings this one when we do it together, so he's probably going to sing it. So we're going through the verbal rehearsal, and I say, don't worry about coming home because you're singing. I goes, I am? He goes, no, you're singing it. Like, I am? So I had to make sure I was ready for coming home. I had to breathe through it. I know it, but I had to make sure I know the inflections, where the chorus comes in, because we do an abridged version of all the songs from Saigon Kick on the Soto Beeler thing. They're shorter versions, so I had to kind of relearn the studio, the longer version. It's like, oh shit, the chorus comes in way more than I remember it coming in. So
wow,
but great song, a lot of fun to sing.
Yeah, man, Coming Home. This is another favorite off the album for me. Just that killer slowly chugging heavy tune with just a great sing-along chorus. Man, I just love this song. Love it. Wang, what do you think of Coming Home?
I think, and it's funny, like I said, not to repeat myself, Syncin Stanley posted Jeff Scott Soto and Saigon Kick on that episode a bit ago. And so I'm fast forward to the other day when I'm listening to this album, and then this came on. I'm all, hey, that's that song I like that Jeff Scott Soto played. And yeah, man, it was a fantastic song. Jason Bieler rules. I got to say that. I give this 4 out of 5 chopsticks. Bam.
Right on. Right on.
We're moving on up.
Track number 7, Love of God.
This song is like next level to me, because anytime you use the word God or a religious subject in a title of a song, and I'm trying to think of there's a Steve Vai song, I think it's from Sex and Religion, that also has the word God in it.
Oh yeah.
When you use the word God in a song, it has to be next level.
Yeah.
Even the song "What If God Was One of Us," the songs have to be like there if you're going to use a term that's talking about the Almighty.
Exactly.
That song does exactly that for me. I absolutely love that song. It's probably one of my favorite songs on that record, and I'm bummed that we don't do it live. But it's such a great song for the love.
Yeah, you should do that one, man. Have you done it?
What is the Vai song? Is that
For
also
the Love of God,
right?
For the Love of God. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure.
So you got two songs with the same title, and they're both like this to me.
Yeah. Yeah, the only difference is For the Love of God, and then this is just Love of God. So,
Love of God. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and that Steve Vai, that's a beautiful song too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But Love of God for me, it's just another favorite of mine. Dude, I don't know, man. I'd be hard pressed to not put this as one of my favorite songs on the album.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I love the bass line with the guitar riff over top. It kind of has a U2-ish vibe to it.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that it has more of a pop vibe to it. Again, Saigon Kick did not want to be pigeonholed. They did not want to be stereotyped of what they did. So a song like that truly just removed them from that stereotype of what you might label them to be.
Yeah, I mean, I picked up the bass the other day and started playing the bass line. I'm like, yeah, man, this is a little bit like New Year's Day. A little bit.
Absolutely. It's got that kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's just got and again, the harmony vocals. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh geez. Yeah. Wang, what do you think of Love of God?
This one's pretty cool. Okay. I'm gonna give it, and it has that. I hear there's a few tropes of the late '80s hair metal, and then an overwhelming newer sound sort of situation. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5 chopsticks.
Oh, okay, man. Right on.
Well, at least you can eat your dinner with 2.
Yeah.
Very good point. Very good point.
All right, track number 8, Down by the Ocean.
Oh God, I love this song too.
Oh yeah, you guys did this.
Yeah.
And
again, it was for its time, controversy. Lyrically, the sweet lyricist that wants Johnny thinks he's gay. It's like, who was writing lyrics like that back then? Who was dealing with? And I'm gonna say that's probably leaning more towards the Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie side of influence that Saigon Kick was borrowing from. It's because Bowie, he had no trepidations whatsoever digging into things that made people talk. Caused scandals, made people talk about the music, the lyrics, and that to me was like on that line.
Yeah, Jason has a knack for that.
Yeah, you're gonna release something like that, you got to be ready to answer for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. For me, man, just more bass riffage, great bass riffage. Nice little ditty about a girl who wants a boy, but he thinks he's gay, and sounds like he dabbles in drugs a little bit too. So Jason just comes up with some killer whacked lyrics, man. It's just crazy, man. Especially down the line, man. Like when you get into stuff like Victoria and all that. Right. Man, just crazy, whacked out stuff. Wang, what do you think of Down by the Ocean?
A killer opening riffage, Jason Bieler going batshit crazy and whatnot, which is a good thing. But the song, it's not really a good song. So I'm going to give it 1 out of 5 chopsticks. Back.
Oh, whatever. All right, man. Track number 9, Acid Rain.
You know what? I can't remember this one off the top of my head. But
Rain, acid rain, don't come back for another
that's
day.
right. It's one of those punk in and out of before 2 minute mark songs. Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah. Didn't really hit me then because I wasn't into a lot of the bands and sounds of where that influence might have come from. But once I loved the album as a whole, that song could not be removed. That couldn't be replaced or put aside. It had to be in there to kind of make the album what it was. So I learned to love that song later, where when at first I was like, they didn't really need to have that in there. And then when you listen now, it has to be in there. It has to be spaced and marked the way it is, sequenced the way it is.
Yeah, right on, man. I'm right there with you, man. Just cool, crunchy little guitar riff. Great solos as always, and it's probably one of the shortest tunes on the album.
Yeah,
that's probably what you kind of blink and you miss it. But
right.
Yeah, dude, I dig it. Wang, what do you think of Acid Rain?
Here we go.
Anyway, no, it's very short, like a minute and 38 seconds, very, very, very short and whatnot. Jason Bieler obviously is kicking ass and everything, but
at least the good thing is, regardless of the chopsticks, Jason Bieler still gets all.
One chopstick, one chop. Come on, Jeff, be nice. One chopstick. There.
But you still you bring up Jason every time, and you can give him half a chopstick, but he still gets that 100% credit for being
him as a guitar player gets 5 out of 5 chopsticks and two egg rolls. 2 egg rolls.
Nice. Oh my God, he brought out the egg rolls, Jeff. He hasn't brought out the egg rolls in like 10 episodes.
Oh, you're making me hungry now, Wang. Come on.
All right, man.
Make no mistake about it. That guy's amazing.
Track number 10, My Life, Jeff, and this is the other one you sing on.
I sing on 3 songs, and that happens to be the second one. No, we haven't gotten to the other one yet.
No, that's coming up.
So, My Life, one of the wacky. I first heard it. I thought, "Are you out of your mind? What are you doing? People are gonna laugh at you. Are you nuts?" But I sang the chorus with absolute glee. We did all the backing vocals together. It was so much fun. And I remember the kazoo solo. We just come back from sushi, and anybody knows Saigon Kick knows the story. We're doing the kazoo solos, and we just come back from eating raw fish. So kazoos right up onto the microphone, and do take a little breath. Somebody said fish breath.
Oh,
and
no.
You can hear that in between the kazoo solo.
Oh, really?
Fish breath. You can hear that fish breath murmured in there in between the solo, the kazoo solo.
I'm gonna listen for that.
And again, who the fuck does a kazoo solo on a hard rock album in 1991? Who?
I'm freaking telling you. It's
Jason Bieler. That's who.
Genius. Yeah, My Life.
I absolutely love this song. I love the harmonies. And that was one of the ones, but when we're doing the high harmony, I'm like, Jason, why is the note landing on this? It should be this. And he hated my correction. I sang it I said, but that note I'm singing is in the chord you're playing. How could you hate that? The one you're singing is not in the chord you're playing. And he goes, yeah, but the one I'm singing sounds right to me, so it's staying.
There you go, man. There you go, the mad genius. Yeah, it's just a quirky little tune. JC always comes up with these quirky tunes. On almost every album, there's like 1 or 2 of these whacked out songs, man.
Yeah.
And I believe it may be one of the first songs and one of the last songs ever for the kazoo solo. So yeah,
might be reasons for that.
Yeah, man, maybe the fish, man. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, with that being said, I've grown to really love this song over time.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when I first got the album, I was kind of like, it's this shit, But then after listening to it, it's grown on me, and I love it, man. Love the chorus.
Me, I was such a Queen fan growing up, and Queen, as anybody knows, they never stayed in any lanes.
Yeah.
They did everything, anything. They did things just to prove they could, whether it was a good idea or not. They just did it because they could. It's kind of like the same reason why a dog licks his nuts, because it can.
Yeah.
and that's what another reason I loved Saigon Kick is because they didn't conform. They didn't say, well, this doesn't really fit musically into what we're doing, so let's not confuse people with this. They wanted to confuse. They wanted people to go, what kind of band is this?
Exactly.
Do they like this and they're doing this just to be able to get to do this, or are they doing this to get? You never knew.
No, and it may have been their detriment. Who knows? But
right,
God, man, I don't care.
At the time, you would assume it's a detriment. Later, as we're older now, we go, I see the difference now.
It makes sense now.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. That's a great point, man. All this stuff holds up today.
Absolutely.
You can put this on, man, and it sounds so fresh, man.
Amen.
But Wang, I got to get your take on my life, man.
Great background vocals. Great background vocals. But hold on, they're trying a little too hard to be quirky. If I'm being honest.
Again,
the song. I give it 1 out of 5 chopsticks. Fair.
All right, fair enough.
I will forever defend on they trying too hard. They never tried too hard to do anything. They just.
But I've only heard the record one time just the other day. With all due respect.
I get it. And all they were trying hard is to make sure they didn't sound like everybody else. There you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Boom.
All right, man. Track 11, Month of Sundays.
Another great song. Jesus.
Jeez, yeah.
Really, really good song. I don't know where this material came from, because Jason never played me anything that he was working on when we were doing the first Talisman tour. He never talked about what he planned to do once he got back home, because Talisman, for all intents and purposes, then was a one-off. And when he got back home, he obviously needed to do something. But he had already written a lot of these songs. They were already in the works. And I don't know. I think the band was already together, or the band members were already together on who was going to finish the lineup off. But I don't remember hearing of anything he was working on. He never played me ideas. He never say, "Hey, what do you think of this riff?" when we were doing sound checks. Nothing. So I had no idea what his writing style was like. So everything about this first album was such a surprise to me.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, man. Month of Sundays. Oh, just more heavy, crunchy guitar madness, man. This song, it just fucking kicks ass. It crushes. And that guitar solo, man, geez, a nut just fucking blistering solo, man. My God, dude, I freaking love it, dude.
I think Wang's going to agree with you on the solo.
Wang, give me some chopsticks, man. Give me some chopsticks.
No, I'm with Jeff there. That riff in the beginning sounds like Megadeth around that era, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good song. I'm going to give it 2.5 out of 5 chopsticks. Fair.
Wow. All right. Getting up there.
Yeah.
All right. Track 12, Ugly. Jeff.
Again, another song that wow, are you going to put this on the record? It's great. Again, I didn't know what to think of it then. I'm like, I don't know what to think about this one. And I'm just as open-minded, and I love trying new things, experimenting and all that stuff. But I just thought, God, you're gonna release something like this, it's gonna hurt you more than help you. And then you listen to it now without that song on the record, it's incomplete. It totally makes sense now.
Yeah, it's a freaking awesome, man. Ugly, cool, slinky guitar riffage, man. Yeah. Just that riff, it's so slippery and slinky, And obviously talking about some homicidal, suicidal,
right,
serial killer, madman, whatever,
And you believe it, man. The Matt's delivery, his character when he sings the lyric, and it just sounds so ugly.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's evil. It's ugly, but at the same time, it's fun. The music is just so fun and ripping, man. It's awesome, man. I love Ugly. Wang, what do you think of Ugly?
Jason Bieler smokes as always. He's kicking ass. The song's pretty good. I give it 2 out of 5 chopsticks. There.
All right, right on, man. All right, let's move on to track 13, The Ballad. Come Take Me Now. Jeff?
that you didn't mention that I sang background on it yet.
You sang background on it.
And that's another
I
one
was
again.
going to mention it.
Oh, okay. Again, we layered so many of their backing vocals. When you added mine in, they naturally blend in. It sounds just like a group. It just sounds like a synthetic version of a bunch of people singing, because everything cancels each other out and the frequencies kind of blend in and make that sound. But again, it's one of those songs I listen back and I go, oh my God, I can actually hear my voice in there. I can actually hear my voice in all the different harmonies, and I guess our frequencies were so different, and they were different enough that they sounded great together, but you could still hear the identifiable sound of each person. I don't know how it's even humanly possible to do that when you're mixing together, but I can hear my voice just kind of in there. And it's a funny story on that particular song, because it's I think it's one of Eddie Trunk's favorite songs. And one time he was interviewing Jason, doing a live interview, and I don't know if you heard this story.
I might have heard it.
You know what? I love this song so much, and lyrically it's so deep. It's the song I want to be played at my funeral. And Jason, without missing a beat, but also not really thinking before he answered, he said, "Oh man, thank you. I'm really looking forward to that." The way it came out, it's like, I'm looking forward to the fact that I'm honored that you would play that at your funeral. I'm looking forward to it. It wasn't the right thing to say. Like, I wish you would die tomorrow so I can hear my song playing at your funeral. That's what it sounded like.
That was Jason being the comedian.
And it was when it's on air and it's live. It was a moment.
I bet, man. Oh man, yeah.
Great song.
Yeah, great song, man. Come Take Me Now. The big ballad was never a true single.
No.
But here in Florida, they played shit out of this on the radio. I heard it on the radio numerous times. Just that huge chorus, man. It's just a beautiful, depressing song at the same time. And again, Jason's fucking solo. That guitar solo just rips, man. Amazing song. I absolutely love it. Wang.
That song falls into Beatles territory.
Yeah,
it really does.
Yeah.
It's a really heavy lyric, a heavy song, but it's a ballad, and it just makes you feel like, oh my God, it's just a big weight on me when I'm listening to that song.
Yeah, buddy. Wang. Here we go.
Back then CDs are very long. They put on 4 or 5 songs too much. You could say.
Oh God, here we go. Oh no.
Well, sort of like Kiss Hot in the Shade, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest.
No, nothing's worse than that, man.
But there's like 4 or 5 songs that they should have cut, even though they all sucked, with only 2 didn't suck. But all right, this song, like I said, but I'm going to give it great background vocals. But I'm going to give this 1.5 out of 5 chopsticks. Back.
Oh man, Wang.
Ouch.
Oh God, man. All right, track 14, last track. You, Jeff.
What was the name of it?
I See You.
Yeah,
I see you.
It's not coming to me.
I see you in starlight, and oh man, I'm being used.
Yeah, it's not coming to me. I'd have to listen back to it to remember it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll listen to it and go, oh, that song. But just right off the top of my head, I should have listened to the record because knowing that we're going to do this. But
that's all right.
That one just right now.
That's okay, man. I See You, man. It's just a cool mid-tempo song with a super strong chorus, man, to end the album. Another killer guitar solo. I mean, I'm being redundant, man. Jason's just a guitar god, man. He fucking shreds. I don't know why he wasn't featured in the guitar magazines more often.
That's what's crazy. I have to cut you off there. I absolutely agree. He shreds so much on this album, but he wasn't trying. He did not want to be one of those shredders. He didn't want to be in the next camp with Nuno Betancourt and George Lynch and all those guys from that era. He wasn't going for that at all. But some of his solos absolutely fell in that category.
Yeah,
and even stuff that he did later on, he never wanted to rent that space. That was never really Beeler's thing.
And what's funny is a guitar player that he reminds me of too, that he kind of falls in line with, is Harry Cody of Shotgun Messiah.
Okay.
I think their styles are really, kind of similar, but man, I I just think he's so underrated, man. Wang, what do you think of the last song, I See You?
Like I said, a lot of songs, and whatnot and everything. But, hey, like I said, not to be redundant, the musicianship on this record is fucking stellar. They're obviously all professionals and everything. And this song's okay. I give it 2 out of 5 chopsticks.
All right. Right on, man. That's awesome.
Recapping, there was only one song that got 4, correct, Wang?
I believe 2. The first one...
Coming Home, he liked.
Yeah. No.
And
the first one, Coming Home, New World got 4.
Oh, okay.
And then,
right.
New World got 4 chopsticks, and so 2.
Coming Home.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. Are you? I know Wang isn't familiar with this, but Jeff, are you familiar with the other 2 tunes on the Japanese version? And they were also on the "Love Is on the Way" single.
Well, Colors is the acoustic version is one of them, right?
Colors and Hey Hey Hey.
Oh, jeez, I'm sure.
Hey. I got
sure
a letter on Friday. Says she's seeing another guy. It's about
you know what I have it, and I'd have to listen to it to see if I remember it. If I ever, I don't know if I had it then. I think it's one of those things I acquired later, and I just never got familiar with.
It's just a cool little punk song, Jason, again, his writing. He was writing about, a girl sending a letter to her GI boyfriend saying that she found somebody else and she's breaking up with him while he's over serving his country, So, yeah, pretty cool tune, man. My band used to cover it. We used to play this song, and we used to do "Feel the Same Way."
Cool.
Off the Lizard. Yeah. But that's cool, man. Awesome, man. And that's a good segue into, hey guys, it's time for Kiss Talk. Hey Wang, what do we got going on for Kiss Talk? I think
we're gonna do Kiss Talk real fast because Mr. Soto's very busy. We're gonna do Kiss Talk because I got to get to rapid fire. Way more important questions. But man, Vinny, we're gonna talk about Kiss, but in particular, we're gonna focus on Vinnie Vincent.
All right.
Right on, man.
Vinnie Vincent. So my first question to Jeff is, did you ever see Vinnie Vincent play in Kiss?
I never saw Kiss live until 2020.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe that? The first time I did see them. I saw them, they performed in Vegas at the VH1 Honors, but they only did 4 songs. I can't really say. I never saw a true Kiss concert until 2020, just before the world shut down,
Well, wait, that wouldn't have been a true Kiss concert either. I got
easy now. Now, when I say true Kiss concert, it means the true spectacular. The bells and whistles and playing all the music, not sharing the stage as a festival setting with others. That's what I mean by true. You have a different definition.
Right on, man. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, man, as long as you loved it and had a great time.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm so grateful to Paul for, first, he was hooking my family up because I was on the Sons of Apollo tour overseas.
Oh, wow.
And he was generous enough to get my family on. And it was last minute that the tour was pulled because COVID was starting to kick in. And everybody said, let's get home because this doesn't look like it's going to slow down anytime soon. So I landed the night of coming from Copenhagen, I believe. I landed the night that they were playing at the Forum. But I had enough time to come home, change, and then we headed out to the show.
Cool.
So again, it was last minute, and Paul was gracious enough to add me on there because he really wanted me to see the show. Because when he heard I never saw a Kiss show in my life, he's like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Oh wow!
This is the end of the road. It's like I got to see this, and I was bummed I was missing it. So the fact that I landed, I got to go see that show was one of the best things I saw in my life. I just
that's awesome.
It's just spectacular of watching them in their element, doing what they're doing, regardless of what you're talking about. Everybody's got their opinion on what he did or what he had to do to get through it. That's everybody's right. They have to have their opinion. It didn't bother me because at least it was them up there. And what I loved about if maybe it was already released and revealed that he was miming to certain songs or certain things, if it's true, if it's real, the thing I liked about it, he didn't go in and choose something that was perfected. It wasn't like straight from an album performance. It was a kind of iffy version of how he would have sung it today.
Yeah.
It's the best version of how he would be able to pull it off today, and that's what you got. So that to me was better than taking a version from like 1990 or a cut from 1982. And if you're gonna sing to that, to me that would be the worst thing you could do. So at least he was using something that was at least current. And again, I'm trying to walk on eggshells here, and exactly how, because I don't want it to turn into a big, Jeff Scott Soto's talking about how Paul Stanley's not singing and all. I'm not interested in getting into the narrative.
Hey,
I love Paul. I love the band. They're always so gracious with me and to me. Eric Singer is one of my dear friends. We chat every day. I'm texting every day with Eric Singer. So
awesome.
I have nothing ever negative to say, even about Vinnie Vincent. Boom, I said it.
There you go.
Hey, man, I love Paul too, man. You know, it was such a huge influence on me growing up, man. I've been a Kiss fan since I was 5 years old, man. 1976, I got my first Kiss album, Hotter Than Hell. I've been a fan ever since, dude.
They were the trailblazers of something that nobody would have expected. And I have such insane, mad respect for what they did and how they did it.
Yep. And I got to be personal friends with Ace, and it was just Kiss. I mean, just pinch me, man.
Absolutely.
It was so surreal, man. And
I never got to that level, but I know people that I have many friends that are like the collectors. They have, from the posters to the guitar picks, that they have so much stuff because they're so in this is their world.
Yeah,
I get it. I totally get it. I think it's phenomenal.
I used to be a little bit like that back in the day, but I got rid of all my Kiss stuff, to be honest with you. I just got a few choice items that I see.
Sure.
But now Kiss, people get me all wrong, man. They think I hate Paul and everything. I do not hate Paul. Right. Paul Stanley, if you're out there listening, I love you, man. I'm sorry if I called you out all those times, but hey, man, it's the way it was, man.
Hey, and before we go further, I want to add, because another thing that I fucking hate with the biggest passion is the shit that the kids are getting. The shit that Nick and Evan.
Oh, Nick and Evan,
The new thing that they have, they're Nepo this, they're only getting there because of their fathers. Like, first of all, they sound nothing like their fathers. They're not trying to sound like Kiss. They're doing their own thing. And why wouldn't they do it together? Because it works. Musically, I think the sound is great. They look like they're really enjoying themselves, and it sounds authentic. It doesn't sound like they're just trying too hard to do something just because of their famous last names or their famous fathers. The same as Wolfie Van Halen. He's planting his own seed. He's growing his own trees. God bless him. God bless the Simmons and Stanley family. Do what you do, and fuck the naysayers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Wolfie's awesome, man. Wolf, God, man, dude, what a talent, man. That guy can play everything, dude.
And there's nothing worse in the world is pigeonholing these kids just because of their lineage.
No.
If they want to go for music, they're surrounded by that's all their lives. Of course, they're gonna want to do it, and they're gonna excel at it because they do have a kind of heads up, a step above. They have a head above the rest of us. We got into it the hard way, and nothing is handed to them. There's so many stories of famous kids trying to get into the business and flopping. Yeah. You can't judge what somebody's going to do based on where they come from.
No, that's wrong. Yeah, I think they sound good. Me personally, it's not my thing what they're doing.
Yeah,
it's a little too retro for me.
I love it. I listen to every song I hear. I was like, you guys are onto something big. So I love it.
But they do sound great. They harmonize great together. Mm-hmm. I mean, Evan is a phenomenal guitar player.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal guitar player.
I met him many years ago where we were both counselors at the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, and Paul was our guest that year. So it was nice to see the the father-son thing play out there. But
Yeah.
I just remember even then, I was like, Paul, this he's onto something. He goes, man, he's really into me. He loves music. He's really into it. He's not doing it because he's gonna, get the first stepping stones out of the way with our name. He's doing it because he really loves it, whether he succeeds or not.
Yeah. But Vinnie Vincent, you worked with Mr. Vincent Wang.
Yes,
He worked with Vinnie Vincent. Wang.
I know Vinnie Vincent.
Wang's history is he had a huge Kiss group, Facebook group, and his whole shtick was trying to find Vinnie Vincent back when Vinnie Vincent was MIA.
Oh, right.
For years, and he would go out on the streets with a video camera and asking people, "Have you seen Vinnie Vincent?"
He probably found Vito Bratta before he found Vinny.
Right on. Yeah. No, there's another MIA. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But tell us about working with Vinny, man. You did quite a few demos with him. I mean, you sent me 3 of them.
Yeah,
Forbidden.
87. We're recording I was recording an album with a Japanese guitar player named Kuni, and Dana Strum was our producer. And we were recording at Cherokee Studios. Dana would record the Vinnie Vincent All Systems Go record during the day. When Vinny would go home, we take the night. They do dinner, and we do the night shift recording the Kuni album. So Dana was doing double duties, basically recording 2 albums at the same time simultaneously. This is how I got to sing background on the All Systems Go album. Well, actually, no. Let's go. I didn't sing background per se on the album.
Oh.
They used one of the backing vocals that Mark Slaughter sang with me on the Kuni album. They put it backwards, and you hear this backward masking. I think it was before. I think it was at the intro.
Would that be "Let Freedom Rock" or "Ashes to Ashes"?
I think it's "Ashes to Ashes." There's a whole backward masking thing. Backing vocals. If you put it forward, it's a song called "Memories of You" on the Kuni album. You'll hear the exact chorus a cappella, and he just put it backwards. Yeah. And
wow.
So that I can say I sang background on the album, but it's actually something that we were doing for the album I was making. They used it on that. So
I did not know that.
I met Vinny and shared the same information I'm sharing with you guys. I love Motown, love R&B. We both love the same kind of music growing up. And then he told me, listen, besides the rock stuff, I'm a songwriter. I have a publishing deal where I write songs for Celine Dion and Michael Bolton, all these other artists. I'm constantly writing songs, nothing to do with rock. Mostly pop stuff, mostly MOR, middle of the road kind of stuff. And I could use a singer like you for these kind of songs if you're interested in coming to my house and throwing down some demos. I think we did like 5 total. And I remember thinking, listening to these songs going, this is written by Vinnie Vincent. It's nothing, you wouldn't have no clue that he could write songs like this.
Back up.
So, yeah, go ahead.
You went to his house?
Yeah.
Wow, in Nashville?
He had this is the very early stages of home studios. And I think it was before they came out with the ADAT versions. It's way before Pro Tools. Because the original ones were the reel-to-reel 4-track machines, and then they have reel-to-reel 8-track machines. And then they came out with, Alesis came out with these little, they were the size of like video cassettes. And you'd have 12 tracks, I forgot. Whatever system he had, he was using this system. It was digital, but didn't really sound that good. It was really low-tech bandwidth. It wasn't that great. But at least he recorded home. He didn't have to waste the money in the studio to get his songs to the publishing company.
Gotcha.
And that's what that was. Through the years, these songs have resurfaced. They're all over YouTube, whatever. People think we were starting something new together, or that we were doing an album that never got completed. None of the above.
You're just doing demos.
To sing demos that he could submit. They gave him in advance. Send us these songs. We put them in the catalog. If somebody needs this kind of song, that then the publishing company takes it from there. So that's what those were.
Wow.
And I think later on, he re-recorded Forbidden. I think maybe Gypsy in Her Eyes came out as a rock song later. The songs didn't get placed with other artists, and I think Vinny covered them and did rock versions of those songs later.
And so that's all you did with them?
Yeah.
Was at that time you didn't do anything again in the future with them?
Zero.
So
the only other thing associated with them it was without Vinnie. It was on the second Slaughter album. I'm singing background on one of the songs on the second Slaughter record. That's the only other association with that world in that camp.
Yeah, yeah. So when you go to record at Vinnie Vincent's house, what's the vibe, man? How was Vinnie? Was he normal? Was he cool?
The sweetest guy in the world. I met his wife at the time then. I met the daughters. The two girls were young, very young then. We were just in his living room, with a microphone and him kind of singing me the melodies, getting me acquainted with the songs, and then we just knock them out. We wouldn't spend too much time on them. If I re-sang them now, I would sing them in key. Wouldn't be as pitchy as I am on them. But I was just trying to appease what he wanted from me out of those songs. I didn't really nitpick my own personal performance, which I could have done them so much better if I had time.
Yeah. Right on, man. Right on. Wang, you got anything else for Jeff on Vinnie or Kiss?
No, I just in closing before we go to the next segment, I do. Jeff, you made reference that you're really close to Eric Singer.
Yeah.
I saw the very first time Eric Singer played with Kiss when they did a club tour on the Revenge cycle, and it was at the Stone, a place that doesn't exist anymore, here in San Francisco. It was the first time Eric Singer ever played in Kiss, so that's pretty cool. And then I also saw Eric Singer, let's see, it would be when Paul Stanley did a solo tour at the Omni in Oakland, California. This was in 1989, and a band called, I knew the guys, Vicious Rumors opened up for them. So, yeah, I just wanted you to know that. So, right on.
Nice.
Yeah, I met Eric.
I met Eric when he was still with Alice Cooper back in like 1990 or something like that. So, we've known each other a long time.
Right on. Great drummer.
Oh, he's a phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal.
He's always one of those solid guys that if you knew if you had Eric Singer on drums, you knew you were solid. You were good.
Yeah. I've met Eric quite a few times over the years. Yeah. Last time being at Kiss Cancer Goodbye, I'm sure you heard about me meeting him.
I do. I remember that.
He did. Did he tell you about that?
Yeah.
He was messing with me, man. He tried to mess with me,
him and Gene get a kick out of you.
he was messing with me, man, trying to get me to tell him about Xeroscape because of the whole. I did have my own lawn care and landscaping business for 20 years at one point, long time ago. but
somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it. Yeah, man. Hey, man, it was good money at the time. But no, man, he messed with me from the stage. He's like, where's that Syncin Stanley?
Syncin Stanley.
you can pony up. You can pony up and bid on this guitar.
Oh God,
man, he was messing with me hard, man.
That's awesome.
It was hilarious. I loved it, man. He's got a great sense of humor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. All right, man. So that wraps up Kiss Talk. We are gonna go to Rapid Fire. All right, Wang, you ready for rapid fire, Wang?
I'm always ready for rapid fire. This is going to be fun with
Jeff Scott Soto. Are you ready for rapid fire?
No, this is actually, I'm not drinking beer. I'm drinking Rock Stars. Otherwise, I'd be batshit crazy. I'm a little reserved because after we record this, I have to drive to the suburbs. So I have to behave.
It's too late in the day to have a regular coffee.
Right. Well, usually I'd be 3 seats to the wind, but I'm not. But all right, so the first question, we'll go Jeff Scott Soto, then you, Syncin Stanley. So the first question, if you were to play along with this, so this is assuming podcasts have been going around since the beginning of time. So if you were to subscribe to a historical figures podcast, play along, who would be your number one pick? And just for an example, President Lincoln, 1860, 65. Babe Ruth, 1927. So, Jeff, if there was a podcast you go, man, it'd be fascinating. What historical figure would you go, I want to hear a podcast from that person?
It would have been an easier answer had it already not happened. It would have been David Lee Roth because I love hearing him talk. I love his spiel. But he did, when he replaced Howard Stern, I realized
right.
It wasn't the right Maybe his spiel works best when it's not conformed to a format like this.
Gotcha.
Yeah, David Lee Root, he would have been the number one only because his personality just shines so much, and you naturally just want to hear what he's going to say next. But
especially in like 1981 when he was young.
Yeah. So, but if you want to really go back and dig deep into somebody that, oh boy. Why do I have to go first? How come Tim can't go first?
Because you're the guest.
I'll go Nikola Tesla. I'd love to get
there you
inside
go.
his
Good
mind,
one,
man.
good one.
Oh my God, man. The knowledge in that man's mind. Oh, that'd be crazy.
I think based on the movie, who knows if his personality was really like that? And if he was as crazy and as nuts as the movie portrayed him, I would go with Amadeus. Because in that movie, that guy was nuts. He's out of his mind. Can you imagine that guy doing a podcast?
Wow. Yeah, right.
Love it. Thanks for playing along, guys. All right, next question. Jeff, what's one minor inconvenience that turns you into a batshit crazy person? You know, a minor inconvenience, but it just drives you crazy. What's something, Jeff?
When somebody's smoking in the tour bus.
Oh, there you go. Good one.
I go nuts.
Wow.
Syncin?
Yeah, smoking, that's up there for me too, man. I just hate driving, man, when people are just, you gotta be first, you know? They're constantly cutting you off. They're constantly, not letting you merge. No courtesy. Everybody's got this mentality that they gotta be somewhere first.
Right.
God, just drives me nuts. I drive a lot. Sorry.
All right. Next question, Jeff. What's the worst thing said to you that wasn't meant as an insult?
Probably he's the wrong singer for Journey.
Good one.
It's not meant as an insult. It's somebody's opinion, but it's like, dude, you just put me down. What do you mean I'm not the right singer for Journey? Of course I can sing this song's,
I can say we've never had a guest on the show that was sang for Journey, so that's a different level. We're used to the lower people. That's a great answer. Syncin Stanley, what about you?
How many people have had the opportunity to sing for Journey? So how the hell could you tell them that they're not right? Come on, man.
Exactly. I agree. Syncin Stanley, what's the worst thing said to you that wasn't meant as an insult? You're all, hey, wait a minute. You took it, it wasn't really an insult, but you took it as one.
Well, I'll bring up I have twin 10-year-old daughters, and
yes, you do.
I was wearing my Fates Warning shirt.
Okay.
And they go, "What's that? Fats Warning?"
Oh.
And did my wife, my kid, they were all cracking up. And I had to crack up. It was hilarious. It was so
you gotta laugh.
I was
10 years old.
I was like, man, it is what it is, man. From the mouth.
In my house, if it's funny, you're not in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. It was.
You make me laugh, you're not in trouble.
It was classic. We talk about that all the time. Now, every time I wear the shirt now. Yeah.
All right, a few more, guys. A few more. Jeff, what do you think of people who purchase items that were involved in a crime? Evidence from a famous crime, whatnot. What do you think of people that buy stuff, from a crime scene or whatnot?
I feel the same way about anybody collecting too much. You want to call it crap, especially when you get to our age. I'm 60 now. The last thing I want is to keep bringing more stuff into my life. I'm trying to get rid of shit. I'm trying to make it so it's not going to be like a fire sale that when I die that my wife has to deal with getting rid of all my shit. So I'm trying to get rid of stuff. People bring me birthdays, Christmas. Please don't give me. You can give me a gift card. I can buy something I need, or I can fill up the tank or whatever. I don't need more shit in my house. Stop.
Syncin Stanley, what do you think?
I love the LeBron figures, but I don't need any more of this shit.
Oh shit.
I'm there with you, man. What was the question again, real quick?
question is, what do you think of people who purchase items that were involved in a crime scene?
Oh, yeah. I think that's disgusting, man. What the heck do you want? What do you want items that killed somebody else, man? I'm not down with that. I don't like that, no.
I would pick the Bonnie and Clyde 1934 Ford V8 Deluxe with all the bullet holes, and I'd put it in my man cave, and that's what. So that's what I think. All right, a few more, guys. A few more. Okay. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, Jeff, how much did you care a couple weeks ago? You know, the CBS Late Show disappearing. The final night of Stephen Colbert. I mean, what do you think of that, Jeff? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you give a fuck?
Well, I only give a fuck about when it comes down to rights. When your rights are, you know, I think it was wrong for the politicians to get involved with the FCC, and the FCC shouldn't get involved with the politicians. You just keep that separated. The fact that it's hard to talk about this without sounding biased or without sounding like you're siding, I'll try to answer it without sounding like I'm siding from one side or the other, because I hate having to side for either side. Right. I do me, and that's all there is to it. I don't look at it as, how could you do this or how could you not do this? It's just gone. It's too much. It's too much. It's driving me crazy. So to try to answer it with an actual answer, I thought it was wrong for them to get involved with that. If that's the reason why Colbert is off, or Jimmy, or anybody else is off the air, that to me is wrong. The freedom of speech, the rights, and all that stuff. The First Amendment, 14th Amendment, whatever. All that stuff, I try to stay out of it.
Right on.
I wasn't a fan of Colbert.
Okay.
In terms of his show, his brand of his delivery, his humor and everything. I never watched the show. There might be things that I got here and there that were okay, but I wasn't a follower. I love Letterman. I love Letterman when he was on NBC, when he was on CBS. I love him from the beginning to the end. But when Colbert replaced him on CBS, my go-to was going to Jimmy Kimmel. Fallon was obviously, he had to pick up the Tonight Show was very clean and very family oriented, and you know, Jay Leno tried to make everything smooth, the transition from Johnny. He wasn't gonna make waves and blow too much smoke and make it his own thing. He just kept it really cool and kind of set his own standard. And Jimmy Fallon did the same thing. But Kimmel, to me, was more cutting edge. He was more, I don't give a fuck, and I love that. That's what I loved about David Letterman. Kimmel obviously goes a little too one-sided when it comes to the politics, but that doesn't bother me because, again, it's still funny. If he's doing something, if he's making fun of something that somebody is doing, kind of like the metal sludge thing, you're doing this, you're making it so we're seeing what you're doing out there. So, of course, we're going to talk about it or we're going to make fun of it. For you to be angry that we're making fun of or bringing forward something that you did and you have no shame in doing, why are you now complaining about it after the fact, after you've done it and you know people are going to talk about it, you know people are going to side whether it's good or not? But if it's going to come up on a show nightly, something that you're doing, then let him have at it. It's not hurting you, because if anybody's hurting themselves, it's the person that's doing these items that are making us talk about them and making us make fun of them.
Yep, that's it. Syncin Stanley?
I can't think of any other nicer way of saying it.
You said it perfectly, man. So eloquently, if I might say so. Syncin Stanley.
I have not had cable TV in 10 years. All I do is stream, so I watch what I want to watch, and I really don't partake in anything political hardly anymore.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, I'm going to be aware of what's going
There's
on.
our answer, Syncin Stanley.
But hey, wait.
What's that?
Real quick. Jeff brought up metal sludge. I got to ask him this real quick, Wang. Sorry. You were on the cruise. You were on the Monsters of Rock cruise. Did you hear anything about the Stevie Rochelle, Sebastian Bach, what's his name from Danger? Did you hear anything about that stuff that was going on?
I was the distance of my window behind me.
Oh, no way.
Sebastian and Stevie and Ted when all of that went down. So of course I saw it, heard it. and I even went over to ask what was going on. Sebastian was already seeing red, so he wasn't really answering me. He was just in his own kind of world. And then I talked to his wife, and she tried to explain, but it was all happening so fast.
Wow.
That I didn't get all the information till after the fact. Obviously, when Ted and Stevie put their versions of what happened out there, then I could kind of reiterate what happened based on what they said. But I was there watching it happen when it was happening. I wasn't so close enough to hear the talk and the yelling,
the dialogue.
I saw what was happening, and I walked over to see if there's anything I could do to help. I didn't know it had anything to do with those two guys. I thought it had to do with maybe a cruiser, or somebody was drunk and got out of line, or maybe somebody put their hands on Sebastian's wife. I thought it was something like that. That's why I went over to his camp.
Well, you know what happened now.
Well, yeah,
without saying anything. Yeah.
Right.
Because the only reason I asked is after the Saigon Kick show, I went on Facebook and boom, there was Ted Pooley's.
Right.
Because I'm friends with Ted Pooley, and I actually texted him, asked him if he was all right and everything. Yeah. After that,
I walked to his cabin with him. He was with his entourage, and we left the party at the same time. And we were talking and walking. We were in the elevator together. We're walking down the hall. We were staying. Our cabins were very close to each other. He didn't make any mention. I didn't hear or see that go down because I just signed some stuff for Ted's. He does a charity thing. I was signing some stuff for charity that they were going to auction off, and I just walked away from that. I didn't hear or see what was going on between those two. I saw the Stevie Rochelle side of things. Yeah,
just super stupid stuff, man.
And I'm friends with both. I'm friends with Ted. I'm friends with Stevie, and I'm friends with Sebastian. So
man.
Again, you don't want to get in the middle of it.
No, you don't.
You kind of are in the middle of it because if you witness what was going on, people are going to say, "Well, what was your take?" If you give your take, it's going to sound one-sided. If you tell the truth, it's going to sound like, "Well, somebody was in the wrong," but it's just because you're telling the truth. And the same thing happens with politics. You tell your side of it, of what you see and hear, doesn't mean you're signing for it. You're just telling what you heard and saw.
Yeah, I told Ted, "Hey man, you're welcome to come on the show," but he was like, "No." He did an about face, and
he pulled his words of what he said. He realized he jumped the gun. It was he was heated up, and he just wanted to let it out. I kind of feel the same way with that incident that happened a few years ago with Ingve, when I was supposedly booted out of a show that he was playing at, that he said I snuck into.
Oh yeah,
I was heat of the moment. I posted, and I'm like, I didn't need to post that. I did it as kind of like to get it off my chest, and then realize it's the kind of thing that I should have kept personal because it gets out in the wrong hands and people start labeling you as something you're not. Just
exactly.
You come across the right way.
Exactly. All right, Wang, go moving forward.
All right, now, this is the final one because it's late. I got to get going. So does Jeff.
Sorry.
So there's a few more, but I'm going to save those for another time. So the final one. So the trend of late, guys, is adults using an oversized pacifier, a ninny, for stress relief, sleeping situation, and for nostalgia. So how would you react if you saw an adult in your inner circle doing this with a pacifier?
I'd be on the phone to the first doctor specialist that I could find. Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
Syncin Stanley, wrap it up.
Exactly. Stop it. Get some help. Go see a therapist, man.
There's a lot of that shit I'm seeing out there on social media. I'm like, please tell me this is not real.
There's my answer. Thank you, guys.
It's ridiculous, man. It is so ridiculous. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Jeff, for joining us, man. We appreciate it. It's been awesome.
These kind of things are fun because they're not like interviews. It's not formatted in it. This is like I'm hanging with you guys.
Exactly. That's what I
have no idea what Wang looks like, and I probably never will, but that's even more fun. I'm watching you all darked out and everything, and I'm speaking to somebody personal, private stuff, and I don't even know what he fucking looks like. This is awesome. but that's what I love about this format. We're just shooting the shit. And sometimes you do forget that you're putting content out there that people could actually mark you for. So you still have to watch what you say.
Yeah.
But on the other, I love these kind of just open forum. We just talk and just hang out.
Awesome. Thank you, bro.
We really appreciate you. It's been awesome, man.
Right on, guys.
Like I told you, man, I'm going to continue to listen to your solo stuff and Sons of Apollo now. I really like it, man. I'm glad we got to meet. I'm glad you're singing for Saigon Kick. I just love it, man.
Right on.
Thank you, man.
And
Appreciate
for anybody
it.
who sees this, make sure you watch to the end. We love Kiss. We love Paul Stanley. We don't mock these guys. They're heroes. They're our gods. We love Kiss.
Well, Jeff Scott Soto don't mock them. I might still mock him every now and then. If he says the wrong thing, I'm standing my ground.
Well, there you go.
With that said, that concludes another episode of the Syncin Wang Show. We'll see you next time.
Bam!
This has been a Think Army production.
Bam!